Hello friends, good evening and welcome back to my channel Infinite Trade. My name is Robin and let's do our Nifty and Bank Nifty analysis for tomorrow, and also we'll see quickly what could be the plan for the coming week. Okay, so let's not waste time and quickly begin this video. So the first thing that I'm going to discuss is about Nifty. So this is Nifty's weekly chart. So all the candles are weekly candles. So if you quickly look at the chart, there are a couple of things that is visible. The first thing is that you can draw a trend line, something like this. Okay, and the second thing, this being a big Marubozu candle, so this area will be considered as a resistance or a strong resistance. So the high of this particular candle is somewhere around 17,800. So we will draw a resistance line somewhere here. So I think, okay, let me just quickly draw that again. So there is a trend line, something like this. It isn't that clear, but something, yeah. So you need to touch both the wick of this candle, and there is a line somewhere here. Okay, so why I'm drawing this line is, so both are resistance. This is a trend line resistance, okay, and this is our horizontal resistance. So for the people who are new, or if you do not know what is confluence, so there is a term named confluence zone or area. Okay, so what is a confluence zone or area? So a confluence zone is basically an area where two or more trading signals intersect. So I hope you understand what is intersect. So if a line is joining, so if you draw two lines and it is joining at a particular place, this is known as the intersection point. And do not think that I'm here to teach you maths, but this is one of the technical analysis, so that's why it's important for us to know this. Okay, so this point is known as intersection point, and similarly in this is going to be our intersection point. So instead of calling it as an intersection point, we call it as confluence zone. I hope it's clear. So what is basically confluence zone? We already discussed. So 2 points intersecting at the same area. So usually what happens is, when a particular price breaks this place, then you will see a tremendous rally. Okay, but usually in my experience of around 3 years into trading, I haven't seen such kind of a breakout or breakdown ever in the indices. Why? Because this is the main reason. So whenever a confluence area is broken, then you may see a tremendous rally, and tremendous rally is usually seen in stocks. So you might have seen stocks rallying 20%, 25% in a single day, but indices never move in such a way. Okay, so why this point is important is because it is a confluence area. We may see Nifty hitting this area and coming down again. So what is that area? It is basically 17,800. Okay, so keep this in mind. What we have discussed is 17,800 is going to be a confluence point, and we have seen that Nifty and Bank Nifty usually doesn't break the confluence point, because technically it has to give a tremendous rally, but we usually do not see more than 4% rise in the indices in a single day. Okay, so 4% also it rarely happens. But other than that, it is important to know what is confluence zone, because you can search confluence areas in the stocks and you can definitely trade the breakouts. You will see tremendous rally. Okay, so this is the view on Nifty. Like, we are about to approach the confluence area, and we may see some selling pressure here, that is from 17,800. So in case if you are long at this place, on a daily chart we saw that Nifty and Bank Nifty formed a double bottom kind of pattern, and in case if you hold any long positions, your target should be somewhere around 17,800 is my point. Now let's quickly check out Bank Nifty if we can see anything like what we observed in Nifty. So Bank Nifty, nothing interesting like Nifty, but what we can see here is we had a resistance here somewhere in this place. Sorry. Okay, so Bank Nifty fell from here, and then next time just one red candle, and immediately it broke it, but this time it again came back below that particular resistance. So usually, when it spends time here and if it gives a breakout, then the market doesn't come back to the same place so early. Okay, so since it did not consolidate and it had given a breakout, I think Bank Nifty has come back into that particular range. Now, what is the important fact that we have to check here based on Nifty is on Bank Nifty is, again, like we have a strong red candle here, so this is going to be a resistance, and even if you come back here, if you mark this area, this is definitely a resistance. So market had spent time and then gave a breakout, then again came down here and came down heavily from this point. So again, if we go and touch this, we may see a fall again, but that fall, if it is going to fall like anything, break the lows which is created in the last week, or whether it is going to manage a higher low and then go back up, is something which we'll have to look at. So this particular area is going to be around 38,250. Okay, so just keep these levels in mind. So now let's quickly do our analysis based on the intraday time frame. Okay, so the first thing that we usually do is we quickly check the participant wise open interest. Let's quickly check that out. So if we look at participant wise open interest, the position seems to be bearish. So we have about, okay, the date hasn't changed. What was the last trading date? It was 10th. Okay, so Friday was 10th. I'm just clicking the button refresh. December 10th date. Okay, just waiting for it to change the date here. It still shows December 9. Okay, done. So I'm clicking copy and clicking save. So now we have the data. Now let's quickly analyze this. So future, good amount is in sell, call sell, put buy is nothing. Okay, so okay, now let's quickly check ProDesk. 6,400 future sell, 34,000 call buy, and 42,000 put buy. So looking at FII's position, the first point is they are bearish. Okay, but they do not have significant positions in options so far. So that means they may create some heavy positions on Monday, that is tomorrow. Pros definitely have good amount of positions, but they have both call and put long. That means we can expect a volatile market, something like that, because if it is call and put sell, then it is okay, the market is usually silent, but when it is long, then we may see some volatility. Now let's quickly come on to the left hand side and see what is the kind of position that they have created or exited on Friday. So FIs have closed about 15,000 long positions in future and created a very little position as shorts. So that means we'll say they have booked their profits, okay, but they did not uh, create any short positions. And if we look at call options, there are about 30,000 long and 38,000 shorts. So shorts are definitely there, but it is not that quantity that FIs usually sell. So since it was just a Friday and it's a long weekend, uh, so they did not hold much of their positions. And if you look at put, 1,50,000 long and only 1,15,000 short. So this is for pro. So they have long positions more in put, more in call, and shorts lesser than the long positions. And if you look at put options, 33,500 long and 33,400 short. So this is same. So it is almost equal. So this does not signify anything. And if you look at pro positions, they are 1,50,000 long and 1,08,000 short. So that means we already checked that pro have long positions more in both call and put, and FIs only have about 8,300 call sell. Okay, so tomorrow's option chain data is going to be very important to signify like what could be the trend for the coming week. So I hope the data part is clear. Let's close this and move on to the option chain. So if you look at the option chain, this is Nifty, and Nifty, the support looks good. Okay, so this area, if we see, good amount of put writing, wherein the resistances is not that strong. Okay, so we just have a resistance here at 17,500. So if we clear 17,500, then there could be an immediate rally is what we can understand, because when just a moment. So what happens is when you try and short cover this 17,500, you may see an immediate rally. So the resistance is not that strong, but the support is strong. Now let's see what is the case in Bank Nifty. So if we look at Bank Nifty, uh, it is totally opposite to Nifty. Okay, we do have support, but they are like far away. Okay, and similarly resistances we have far away, and at 37,000 we have good amount of put writing that we saw on Friday during the last hour of the session. So both are kind of bullish. Okay, so now let's see what the chart has to say. Let's quickly move on to a smaller time frame. So there's something which I just realized the other day. So on Friday I said that Nifty bullish zone would be 17,600. I'm extremely sorry, that was my mistake. It is not 17,600 but 17,800. So if you remember, so like people, in case if you did not watched my Dow theory video, you can definitely go and watch it. So I mentioned in my Dow theory video that the second last peak in a downtrend that you mark, so above that is going to be the reversal area. Okay, so in this case, if you remember, I had marked all the levels on the hourly chart. Okay, so here if you see, this particular area is one of the this is the last peak. Okay, not this line. So this is just a support that I created for intraday purpose, but if you see, this is the last peak, and the previous peak, we will not consider this because this is more of a zone. Okay, and this place and this place is quite uh, close to each other, so we can mark this entire area as a zone. So when I say zone, that means you can mark the entire area something like this. So I think you might know this, like you can also mark a zone something like this. So this is more of a zone. Okay, so this area is going to be your second last peak. Okay, this is my second last peak. So if Nifty trades above this, then the trend changes as per Dow theory. Okay, so what is this level? This is around 17,800. So if Nifty stays above 17,800 for a couple of days, or if we see a weekly candle closing above 17,800, that means we are ready for an upside rally. But we discussed in the start of the video that 17,800 is going to be the resistance because it is a confluence area. So at least we are not crossing that place in this week. Because what happens is, what usually market does, if this is your confluence area and market is somewhere here, then what it will do is it will hit this place, it will come down, and then it will just cross this horizontal uh, resistance rather than breaking it as a confluence point. So this is what usually happens. So I hope the point is clear. Now let's quickly check what should be our plan for intraday. So if you look at intraday time frame, that is 5 minutes, there's something wrong. Okay, so if you look at the 5 minutes chart, so Nifty is trading in this range. Okay, so 17,380, 17,400, this is definitely an important support. So we will be trading the breakout. Okay, so if Nifty opens flat and then breaks this area, which is 17,538, so let's say if it crosses 17,540, we will buy, and our target would be around 17,620. Okay, if you remember, 17,600 is still a supply zone, so we'll see how Nifty reacts to it tomorrow. And in case if we open gap up around this place, then we will not do anything because the market is definitely bullish. See, it is not ready to break the previous lows. It is still respecting, and in the last hour we had seen some short covering in both Nifty and Bank Nifty. So in case if we open gap up, what I'll do is I'll wait for the market to come down here, take support, and in case if it crosses this, then I'll buy a call option because that is definitely going to be a very good rally, and we may even test 17,800 on the same day. Okay, so there is a possibility, but this should happen in the morning itself. It should come down, and before 10:30 we should break out in the upside. So this is one of the case. And second, if we gap down, we are not going to do anything. We will only buy put below 17,380. Okay, so no put side trade as of now. So this should be our plan. So I spoke about flat opening, I spoke about gap down, I spoke about gap up. So where we will buy call and where we will buy put is something which we have discussed. Now let's quickly look at Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty, if you see, it confused a lot on that day. It constantly tested this level 36,850. Okay, and at the end it it broke down many times, but it managed to go up. So this is clear that Bank Nifty is also not ready to come down. So we will buy put only if it again comes back to this area. Okay, and if it breaks it significantly is when we will plan to buy put. But otherwise, right now both Nifty and Bank Nifty is in such a condition that thinking of put itself is dangerous. Okay, so what should be the plan in for Bank Nifty? So tomorrow if we open flat and if we cross this particular swing, we can immediately buy a call option. Your target should be somewhere around this point, which is 37,350 to 400. We can immediately see a rally until this place. Okay, because this will be a breakout of both the swings. And in case if we gap up, so if it is too much of gap up, then do not trade that day because it can confuse you. Market may turn volatile and you may start losing money. But in case if it is a small gap up, say around 37 250 or 300, and if it is coming down taking support here, and then if it is crossing this swing before 10:30 a.m., then definitely you can buy a call option here. Then you may see Bank Nifty traveling up to 37,500 also in the second half. Okay, so this should be a plan. In case of gap down, don't do anything, just see what it is doing at this place. If it is spending time and then giving a breakdown, definitely we can buy a put. So why Bank Nifty is not trying to get inside this area? If you zoom out and see, let me just change this to a 15 minutes time frame. So if you see, this is a very big range. Okay, so Bank Nifty doesn't want to come inside this range, because in case if it comes inside this range, then you remember I have given you targets of 36,600. So short sellers will enter and they will again bring Bank Nifty until this place. So that is the whole and sole reason why bulls are not allowing Bank Nifty to get inside this channel, because this is a channel and now it looks like a breakout. Okay, and if you look at closely, it looks more of a pole and flag pattern, and it also looks like a small breakout here. So we'll see how it trades tomorrow. But in case if we come down again to this place, then this pole and flag would fail, sellers would take over, and then slow and steady Bank Nifty may fall to this place in next 2 days. So that is the only reason why bulls are not allowing Bank Nifty to get back into this range. So that is the only reason why I'm saying we'll only plan put on the downside, nowhere else. Everywhere we'll only see an opportunity to buy the call option. I hope things are clear, and I hope I've been explaining things well. Thank you for watching my video, and yeah, let's meet in another video tomorrow. Till then, take care. Bye bye.